We've wrapped up the main Zimbabwe trip, and now we're heading north to Victoria Falls to meet up with family. If you're thinking, hang on, what's going on here? The last few episodes will fix that. And if you want to follow the rest of this 7-year round-the-world plan, grab your phone, hit subscribe, and join the thousands of other people coming along for the ride. It's a lot cheaper than therapy.
Just driven into Victoria Falls and we are starving, so it's time for KFC. Hey Davy?
Yep, time for some chicken and mash and gravy. It's been, I think, over 12 hours driving now for the day.
In 700 meters, turn left onto Parkway Drive.
It's a long drive from Harare to Vic Falls. A lot of bad roads, dirt roads, single track. It's hard to believe it is a route between reasonably major centres, but so it is. And we're hungry and we're thirsty.
I'm tired.
I'm tired.
Okay. So you were done.
So we're in a little minibus and we're off to do a 15-minute helicopter flip over the falls. It's quite convenient. The bus ride is part of your fee that you pay for the helicopter ride. They come and fetch you at wherever your hotel is or your house is. So great excitement this morning.
Yeah, Angel fetched us and we are on our way. It is a first for a lot of us. I've got some family members here. Say hello, Xander. Say hello. Hello.
Hello.
So yeah, we are super excited, and then yeah, this is going to be a great adventure. And afterwards, we're going to do a little walk along the falls, and then
Lunch.
As soon as we arrived, Magda started communicating with the helicopter entirely through hand signals. And the instructor replied in the only language that matters. Please keep your head attached. Fair enough, we'll take that advice. And then we went to go look at Victoria Falls from the sensible side, the sky.
From up here, you can see why locals call it Mosi-oa-Tunya, the smoke that thunders. The Zambezi drops into a basalt crack almost 2 kilometers wide, the biggest curtain of falling water on Earth, and in full flood, it can dump around 500 million liters a minute into the gorge. We can see why it's one of the 7 natural wonders of the world and a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
How was that, Magda?
that was amazing. That was unbelievable.
It really is a different way to view the falls.
What an experience.
I think everybody should do that when they're here.
Yeah.
It's reasonably inexpensive for the 15-minute flight. And after that, we're now going to go and get up and close. And for what I hear, get a little bit wet. Walking along the path to have a look at the falls.
It was beautiful.
I'm so excited. This is such a treat. Say the name of the company we used.
No, I can't.
Can you read it?
Chicka-poka-poka. Chicka-poka-poka.
Chicka-poka-poka, which is the sound that the rotor makes.
Yeah. So it's called Chicka-poka-poka helicopters.
Awesome. Very good service.
We made a quick lunch stop at the historical Victoria Falls Hotel. Rule number 1, don't sightsee on an empty stomach. And if you look behind me, that is Xander, quietly lining up his debut as the next David Attenborough.
Hello everybody. So, today there has been a little lizard I've been tracking, and he seems to never come out of the hole since I chased him. So I chased him, and then he ran into this tiny hole where he is right now. You might not be able to see him yet, but he is there. And I've been seeing some more of these guys. Like this guy. Look, right guy. Like, you see him? So, there's one in there and one right here. So we're thinking they're female and male. So, and there was a little one I saw earlier. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Please look on YouTube. MustBeMad. Subscribe. Oh my word! That's amazing! Wow! Look at it! This is so cool! Standing at Victoria Falls, and what a sight! The river has been really full. There's been a lot of rain, so we've been lucky to catch the falls like this. It's just rainbows and spray, and what a show! It's honestly the smoke that thunders, and it is wonderful. What an experience!
So we're still on the walkway, great excitement. It's extremely wet. People who didn't spend the $5 on renting a poncho completely soaked through. Quite amusing. And we're carrying on. There's a lot of water flowing over at the moment. As a result, there's a lot of spray, a lot of rainbows. It's all very beautiful. The spray has made the rainforest surrounding the gorge flourish. Everything's green. It's really quite beautiful.
Leaving Victoria Falls behind, we hit the road again. But with family in tow, it's less road trip and more don't lose anyone at the next turnoff.
All right.
Fagastem, Poma creme.
What is that? When you are speaking on the two-way radio to a 7-year-old, I think we can make a whole episode out of that. Yeah, so we have family that arrived in the last 2 days. We're in Victoria Falls. We had a fantastic touristy day yesterday.
Let's overtake that car. It's all clear ahead.
No, it's not clear. Dave. Did they get past? So part of the joy is when you're driving in convoy is that you can warn each other and give each other advice with regards to overtaking. However, the rule is you must always decide for yourself. So my sister's very brave, rented the car, and she is driving this trip. She's known as driving Miss Daisy when she drives her little Mini in the UK. So I don't know how this is going to go. I'm sure she'll quickly adapt with the leader of the pack urging her on. We've left Victoria Falls and we are on our way to Kazuma National Park, to a campsite called Kazuma Pan. We have never been there, but we met some people that told us that this is a fantastic campsite. So that is why, thank you, that is why we are going to check it out.
We have arrived at Kazuma Pan National Park. They are opening the gate for us. This is one of the smallest little game reserves.
Where you enter at Pandamatinga
Yeah, you
border post.
enter at Pandamatinga border post.
Yes.
Yeah, just inside the road, side the road.
All right. Thank you, Anderson.
Okay, see you.
Thanks.
As soon as we arrived at Corner Pan Hide, the pan was already busy. The kind of welcome you don't interrupt with a running commentary. So we're going to keep this part quiet and let you just watch for a minute. Turn the volume up. The best bits are in the sound.
They're saying hi. Oh my word, it's a baby elephant saying hi to the people. Oh, cute. Look what he's doing. Look at my teeth. Don't poo in my water. Come on. No. You just went to say hi. Nice to see you. What you doing, Johnson? Yeah. Camp, of course, and we're camping in the high. And we are preparing buri rolls. And while we're doing that, we had some visitors.
As the elephants drift off into the night, that's us done at Corner Pan Hide. Next up is a short campsite review. And if you like the full review with all the details, click the link above.
We have spent 2 nights at the Kazuma National Park in Zimbabwe. It's right on the border. When you enter this, you come through Pandamatinga. At the border post, the Zimbabwe side of the border post, the security guard that opens the boom to let you pass through the borders will also unlock the gate to let you in here. When you arrive, you have this beautiful hide all to yourself. Chairs to sit and view the game, beautiful counter. You've got these shutters that open and close. I'll show you how that one closes. We've got 4 single beds in here. Quite windy both days we've been here, and the wind is howling at the moment, so excuse me if the sound quality is not great. But it's magnificent. You've got all this counter space, but look at this view. How could you not love that? There's a solar operated borehole pump that sort of kicks into action at about 8:30 in the morning, fills this small well here. It overflows and runs down into the pan there and fills up with water, and there's a lot of transient animals coming through here. Be prepared from about 4:30 onwards. I think last night, I don't know, collectively before we went to bed at 9:30, there must have been 300 elephants come through. For as long as this well stays full, they come right here, so they're sort of 6 meters away from you. Big elephants, their eyes' height is the same as you, and they're drinking in that well. It's really special at night to sit here and have your dinner and look at what's going on outside. Quite something. Magda, come film here quickly, because this fish eagle's going to chase the Egyptians. And you see him to the left there? He's coming into view.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow.
Yeah, that was an interesting interlude. The ability for the solar pump to pump enough water into this dam, it doesn't pump enough for the demand and for the evaporation. It's quite shallow. When we see the elephants walk in, they just about cross the whole thing. Where the hippos are sitting, I think there's a deepish part there, but most of it looks like it's only this deep. So a lot of evaporation, and when the wind blows like this, even more. So they're trying to raise funds. They need about $10,000 I hear to put batteries in for the solar so that it can keep pumping overnight. I think they get about 60,000 litres a day. They're hoping to double that with a set of batteries. So if anyone wants to donate some batteries or maybe contribute to the fund, it's the Bajani Trust. I'm sure you can Google it and help them out. Really a lovely place. I think it's, yeah, as I said, one of the top 5 campsites we've ever stayed at. Really beautiful.
My sister and her husband that came all the way from the UK. Little Xander's in the car, and we are getting ready for the Botswana wilderness. We're going into the delta. Let's pump those tires. Let's get some diesel in. Look at this beautiful lady helping us. Thank you. Can you tell me why are you shaking the car?
The airlock out the tank.
Oh, the airlock.
Get more fuel. 222 litres.
Oh my goodness, how much does it take?
222 litres.
From Pandamatenga, we cut across Botswana, out towards Pan National Park, down through Makgadikgadi Pans National Park, and then up to Mahun into Muremi in the Okavango Delta. For this stretch, we've kept it as a simple montage, because when you've got family with you, you're not always trying to turn every moment into a scene. Sometimes you just want to soak it up, keep it personal, and let the places speak for themselves. If you want the full Botswana overlanding story, we've already done it properly, with the routes, camps, and the gritty bits. Click the link above and watch our Botswana expedition playlist. It's because of these videos that we had to make a U-turn on request to show our family members the beauty of Botswana.
murder of crows.
That's one song for you. Now you can enact it.
Couple of things I need done on the car before the weekend and before we head off. The one thing is I've arranged a upgraded alternator, because now I've got the two 50 amp DC to DC chargers in. The alternator can't always produce enough power to supply that and run the car, and even if it is maybe getting up there, it is working extremely hard. So the Toyota standard alternator produces about 150 amp hour, and this new one I've got can do up to 240 amp hour, so it'll give me that bit extra to be able to run those DC to DC chargers at full 50 amps, and all that does allow me to charge my batteries quicker. So that's what we have for today, and we're also getting all the wheel studs and wheel nuts replaced. We did have that one issue where the left rear wasn't tightened properly, and I think with the driving and that slightly loose before we worked out what the clunk was, I think it stretched those studs. But while I'm doing it, I'm replacing all the studs on all four wheels and all the wheel nuts, just for peace of mind. So we'll show you a bit about what's happening there. Interesting to see the car being lifted on the stand. It does say that the maximum capacity is 2,500 kilos. Let's just say this car is quite a bit more than that. After some back and forth and repositioning, eventually decided just to jack up the back of the car on its own. Now it's just a matter of getting those studs out so we can put the new ones in. Also, while it's off, it gives me a chance with some access, check the coil springs and the air suspension, make sure there's nothing loose in any of the control arms. And then the brake's got to come off so we can get some space at the back there. One of the new studs, as you can see, this spline part here is what's pulled into the hub by tightening it, and hopefully no more nuts coming loose.
So just before we cross the border at Panamatenga, and the next moment we hear a loud noise coming from the back, left and right. Sounds like, it sounded like brake pads, or I don't know, tires falling off, I'm not sure. Don't want to be dramatic, but it's not great. Let's see, next step of the adventure. What can it be?
So that's the
You know what happened?
They left the stud in
They
there.
left the stud inside. Instead of, when they were replacing the studs, instead of taking the stud out, they left it inside.
Once we'd seen what we were dealing with, there was never going to be a neat fix on the side of the road. So we did the safe, temporary version and carried on into Zimbabwe with a bit less braking than we would have liked, and saved the proper repair for later.
Making our way back into Zimbabwe, and although we've been through Wangi and done all of that, we have a game count scheduled, which is quite exciting. We haven't done that before. Looking forward to it. From what we understand, we get placed at a waterhole or a dam and you stay there overnight. Obviously camping rough, which we're fully equipped to do, and you count everything that comes and drinks from midday on the one day up until midday on the next, so through that 24-hour period. I think there's about 80 teams that'll be positioned throughout the Wangi Game Reserve. And all of their information is mingled together. I suppose a lot of science thrown at it, and then they decide whether the game numbers are increasing or decreasing. So we're looking forward to that, and as a contribution to conservation, great thing to do. But for now, it's off to Pandamatenga border post, probably our favorite little border post because we've never ever seen another car there, and we pass through easily.
We figured the smartest move was to get the damage assessed properly as soon as possible. So what was meant to be a 3-day stop in Kazuma Pan turned into a quick pass-through, and we pushed on to Harris Motors in Victoria Falls to confirm what's actually damaged and order the right parts before it turns into something really serious. It turned out that single stud left behind caused damage to the brake drum, the brake pads, the brake mechanism, the backing plate, the shaft, the remaining new studs, and because we had custom brakes on the vehicle, this meant hanging around while parts were flown from South Africa. Anyway, small win, cold beer, carry on.
Yes. Today.
Nice. What is it? IPL.
Siyabonga, IPA.
Parts ordered, we headed back south. One night at Kasetshetty B campsite in Kazuma Pan. Then on to Wangi for the game count.
This morning we woke up in Kazuma Pan, Kasetshetty campsite. We did a short review on that. You can have a look at that, look out for it. And now we're leaving the park. We're heading to Wangi. We need to meet at Cinematella Camp for the long-awaited game count that we're going to be participating in. We meet there today at midday. Not sure what happens, but we have been allocated Chompeni Dam, quite a remote place in the park. We haven't been there before, so that's going to be nice. And essentially what will happen is from midday tomorrow on the 6th until midday on the 7th, we count everything in that 24-hour period that comes and drinks at that water source. Not birds, just mammals. So looking forward to that. Exciting. Haven't done one of these before in Zimbabwe. So hopefully we can get a bit of filming done on how that happens and the procedure, and some of you guys can come and do it next time. We'll let you know how to go about it.
Before Dave comes back. Last night we slept in a campsite. Everyone got together here. We had a bit of a briefing, and Dave told everyone that someone, won't mention any names, will definitely not be able to stay awake for the 24 hours. So, I think I should show him. So I'm going to take it as a challenge upon myself to stay awake for the next 24 hours while we're doing the game count. What he doesn't know is that I studied at university at Potch, and was quite a couple of times where, due to emergency, not studying enough beforehand, we just studied through the night, wrote the exam the next morning and passed. So, this is my plan. I will show him.
So we left Cinematella Camp early this morning. We had our full briefing last night. Couldn't film any of that. Obviously there's other groups involved and they don't all want to be rich and famous, so we couldn't film that, but we got all our instructions, we got our clipboards with all the information in that we need to complete for our game count. We're on our way now to Chimponi Dam. It's about quite a remote little area. We left sort of the main tourist route about 25 kilometers ago, driving on quite a rough little road here, very dry, and making our way up to go and see what's there and where we can set up for the 24-hour vigil. We need to be close enough to the dam to be able to identify what's coming to drink. And it's not just that it's an elephant, but male, female and juveniles. It's close enough for that, but not so close that we interfere with the order of things, the normal order of things. We also can't do any cooking or make any fires or move around unnecessarily around the car. We need to sit very still and very quiet so that the animals can go about their normal business and we can get an accurate idea of what's coming to drink. For example, giraffes who only need to drink every couple of days, if they approach a water source and are unhappy about anything whatsoever, they'll leave and come back tomorrow or the next day. So we could affect the numbers if we don't be very quiet. The negative of all that, of course, is that animals are used to seeing humans around established campgrounds and will avoid it if they want to or know what to expect when they get there. In this case, we're staying overnight at a place where people don't normally camp, and we're intentionally being very quiet so that the animals don't know we're there. But that might mean that we end up surprising some who suddenly come walking along and all of a sudden there's the MustBeMad vehicle. So it's going to be an interesting 24 hours.
Tell me about the birds.
But quite excited about what's to come because we're in a remote area. Anything could happen and might happen. They also gave us, which we didn't know was happening, is a couple of forms for birds. One is just general observations, what birds you see, but I think there's 840 different birds on that list, so good luck with that. And the other one is a specific list of birds that they want to know if you see these. Again, that's going to be interesting. They've asked for particular attention to be paid to cheetahs because there's a declining population here in Wangi. And also there's a giraffe project that they're looking at rekindling. And in order for the powers that be to decide whether they can reinstitute the project or not, they need as many photographs as possible of giraffes head and shoulders side on. It's also going to be interesting. So no front on views, no back views. We're of course experts at photographing the back end of animals and the tails. That's usually all we get to see darting into the bush. So trying to get a head and shoulders, that's going to be interesting. But we're almost there and almost time to set up for the night.
We didn't really know what to expect from the game count. You pitch up, stay quiet, and hope the bush decides to cooperate. It was very, very hot, with no shade and no relief. And on our side, it mostly turned into an elephant shift change at the water.
Well, we've got an update for you. It's just gone 6:30. We've done our first 6 hours. It's been rough. A lot of elephants. I think we've had
how many?
I think we've had about 65 observations so far, of which 60 are probably elephant groups coming through. Sometimes there's 2 or 3 groups arriving at different sides of this pan at the same time, trying to count them, sex them, decide which ones are juvenile. It's a little bit hectic. To add to the excitement, I think the temperature got up to about 43 degrees here. You can't move, you're sitting in the car. Sun beating down on us. I think there's not a stitch of shade anywhere here to park, and I imagine the people who do this regularly, they know the spots where you want to go and sit in the shade at a nice pan and watch the animals. And I think they knew that Chompani, there's no shade. Let's send the newbies over there. Suckers.
Also, we didn't prepare very well, we've realized. We've basically eaten everything that we can reach in the car, because I can reach the fridge and the freezer. So, yeah, from blocks of cheese to, name it, huh? We've eaten everything. Also, what we should have done is we should have taken little bottles and filled it with water and frozen it, so that you have ice cold water, because our water bottles just go warm and there's nothing we can do. We didn't prepare. If we do this again, we'll know better. This is a good learning school.
Well, it's so hot that if you take something cold to drink out the fridge, within 2 minutes it's 35 degrees. So you basically have to down it to get any cooling effect out of it.
Yeah, so a little bit tough, but an amazing experience. We're sitting here on our own with, even now, how many ellies can you see?
Oh, there must be 100 in front of us.
100 in front of us. Absolutely. The other thing that wasn't great is because of the heat, all the cameras that I set up and Dave set up, we wanted to do a time lapse, we wanted to do the top one that we always have on that films the whole thing. All of those overheated. So from a footage point of view...
Even the cell phone overheated.
Even the cell phone, yes.
Wouldn't film.
Wouldn't film. It said it needed to cool down before I can use it. So interesting how what I had in my mind and how it is not quite the same.
But now it's night time, it's cool enough to film and we can't see a thing.
You can see us.
But there's a full moon coming up, so...
Yeah, so, but it's still very exciting. We're learning a lot. Wonderful opportunity, and we'll check in with you later.
And back to scanning.
Back to scanning and counting.
Just gone 6 o'clock. We're 3/4 of the way through our waterhole vigil. It was a long and dark night. I got about 2 hours sleep.
What?
Which sets me up for the drive back to Vic Falls today. Magda didn't sleep really much. I'm sure Magda will nod off as soon as this car starts moving.
No, why can't you be nice? Why can't you say thank you to my wonderful wife who stayed awake the whole night while I was sleeping?
Why can't I?
Why?
I thought we were a team.
I'm so proud. You thought I'd be the one sleeping.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
No, because I've slept, so you couldn't.
Okay, Darby.
But I'm awake now, so we'll see how the next 6 hours goes. And that's it. Not a lot was seen, but a lot of elephant.
Let me show you.
And some very close encounters.
Elephants, elephants, elephants.
So we must be on about 60 sightings by now,
Yeah.
if not 70. There's nobody coming to bring us coffee. Keep looking out for the
Excuse me.
cabin steers, but there's no one. We can't cook or do anything while we're here, so there's no getting some water on the boil. We shall be coffeeless until midday when we get back to the camp.
Do you think you'll make it?
I think so. But
Couple of hours.
we didn't see the lion and leopard and all those things we were hoping to see.
No nocturnal nothings.
Yeah. A bit disappointing. But then we're not in control of that. So let's be optimistic. Maybe in the cool of this morning. It was also very hot. It was still like 31, 33 degrees up until 2 in the morning. It wasn't great. Makes it even more unpleasant sitting in the car. Fortunately, not too many bugs around and no mosquitoes, so we could have the windows open.
Oh, that was good.
Because if we had that and the windows had to be closed and it was 33 degrees, because inside the car with the 2 fridges running, it's a lot more than that. Yesterday afternoon at one stage I couldn't touch the side of the car, it was so hot. I think it was 41 or 44 degrees. So let's hope it stays a bit cooler through to midday today and we can smack this sucker on the head. Will we do another one?
Maybe, I don't know.
Let me think. No. No.
Seeing as Dave went to sleep first, I took my little victory nap the moment it turned morning. With the count behind us, we turned back towards Victoria Falls for a bit of stillness and proper rest, because the road doesn't stay quiet for long and Zambia is waiting.